Hi there, Ty and Charlene here again to tell you that we're pretty excited to present to you part two of Liana's presentation.
Yeah, Liana Werner-Gray presented last year at the live event in October, and a lot of you that were watching were fascinated with her story of overcoming cancer, and you wanted to know, what did she do to get rid of that tumor? Well, you can watch now and see the rest of that story here.
So I'm 21, I'm in hospital, and I'm like, oh boy, what have I done to myself? And this is a live blood test I had done, and you can see that those in the red ring are parasites, basically invading my blood. Which, when I saw that, it just completely grossed me out, just to know that there was parasites in my body at that time, invading my blood, like taking over my body, taking over my life. So that was a good shock value. I recommend you trying that if you want to see what's going on with your blood, because it might give you that shock value that you need to be like, wow, I really need to do some things to help take those parasites out, which we can do with juicing and foods and bentonite clay, which I'll get to. So I was in hospital, and of course my options were surgery and chemo and radiation. But because of the confidence I had from my upbringing, I knew that there was a better way to treat cancer than cutting, burning, and poisoning. So I left the hospital. I was like, no, thank you. I need to actually address this properly, because I knew that just cutting it out wouldn't address the root cause, the deeper issue of why I was just binge eating on this junk food. And I knew that I had to restore proper love back into my body and nutrition. And so I thought, this is my wake-up call, this is my opportunity to be able to do that. So I left the hospital, and I was like, that's it, I'm on a mission, and I'm never going to eat junk foods ever again, and I don't know how I'm going to do that, but somehow I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to do chemo, radiation, surgery. I actually want to get healthy so I can live the rest of my life and actually enjoy my life. And so I didn't get far until, you can guess what happened. I had a craving for junk foods. And that's when I stopped and surrendered. And I said, I need something bigger than myself to help pull me out of this vicious cycle, this really unhealthy eating cycle and relationship with food that I had. And so there I was at this crossroads. And what do we do when life gives us lemons? Right? We can freeze lemons and then throw them at people who are annoying us. Or no, not really. We don't throw lemons at people. But we can squeeze it into water and make lemon water and drink it, which alkalizes our body and changes our state immediately. And, we have to turn absolutely everything that happens to us in our life into a positive, eventually. Whether it's right now or later, we have no choice. Because if we don't, then we're just going to suffer. So I was not in my ideal situation at 21, in hospital with cancer, and just not feeling good at all, not looking good, and just sabotaging my life. So after I surrendered, I received the greatest gift of my life, and I had this idea. It was like a download, and I had an idea to create a blog and call it The Earth Diet, and go back to my roots and go back to nature and apply everything that I learned from the indigenous people growing up. And so I was going to call it the Earth Diet, and my idea was to do it every single day for 365 days and only eat foods that came straight from the earth. And my readers were going to help hold me accountable. And so that's what I did. So I started the blog, and then the very first thing that I knew I had to do was put a lot of nutrition back into my body. So I had deprived my body of so much nutrition for so many years, because we don't get any nutrition from processed foods and junk foods. So I had learned that the fastest way for us to get nutrition into our system is from juicing. So love the juice lady that spoke earlier. And so juicing. So I started juicing. I had up to 6 juices a day. I needed to go to that extreme measure because I was so sick and needed to really heal my body. And also I knew that every time I was juicing, I was putting a lot of nutrition in. And so the more nutrition that was going in, the toxins was coming out. So the cancer was leaving my body. So I just had this visualization: juice in, nutrition in, toxins out, cancer out. Nutrition in, toxins out, nutrition in, toxins out. So I was going really hard at it, like 6 juices a day. Like, okay, I wanted to build my new body, like ASAP, because I was facing a deathbed situation. So I did 6 green juices a day, alternated with beet juice, and for many of us, our bodies have become nutritionally deprived. So when we live a diet of processed foods, we're not getting that nutrition we need, and therefore we start to crave really quick sugary foods and carbs. So the key is for all of us to make sure we're getting the right amount of nutrition that we need every single day for our human bodies to thrive and survive. And the fastest way to do it is by juicing. It is incredible. You don't have to add fruit if you want to stay away from fruit. You can just do cucumber and celery and some other green veggies. And no, the Aboriginal people did not juice, but they didn't need to because they were getting nutrition from everything that they ate. So, juicing is a very fast way to make sure that we're getting an instant injection of cellular nutrition. Instant. It goes to the trillions and trillions of our cells. So 6 juices a day, and I did other things which I'll share, but in 3 months of doing this, the tumor that I had in my lymphatic system, that was a golf ball size, had completely dissolved. Completely dissolved. Yay!
Wow, that was really a good presentation from Liana. If you like what you saw, stay tuned for part 3.
Yeah, coming your way soon. If you've loved what you saw, if you've been inspired, please share this on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and until next time, thank you, and God bless.